Hello and welcome to Hooked on Promotions Live Interviews. I'm your host, Corinne. Today we have a great interview lined up for everyone today. Happy Saturday and good morning, of course. And thank you guys for tuning in with us on this Saturday morning while we do this interview. And today we have our guest is going to be Mr. Joseph Pledger, and he's the creator of a PC video game and also the film Visit Eden. We're going to talk about both of those things and all the other things that he has going on. Let me get our guest invited here so we can start the interview. And I do want to give you guys a little bit about the video game that we're going to be talking about here. So let me get our guest invited. Okay, just a second there. So what this is called World of Ultimatums. That's the PC video game that we're going to talk about here. And it says Ultimate Voyages is the brand name of an Afrofuturism game world called World of Ultimatums. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about here. And it says that it ties in comic book, storybook, text adventure, trading cards to build interest in a 2D multiplayer PC video game. And also the film Visit Eden has ties to comic book and things like that. So we're going to talk about that as well. So make sure you guys show some love and share. Let everyone know what you're tuning into and show some support. When you hit the share button, it is just a free way to show support to the person that we are interviewing today. So I do see our guest has popped up. Let me get him invited. So, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. I guess there was some confusion about what constitutes a mobile device. So I guess I had to use my smartphone.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, normally we do our interviews over the phone. It's an easier way to pop it up. But, if we have to do the laptop, we can. But we prefer it to be the mobile device, which is your cell phone. So sorry for the confusion there. But I'm glad to have you on and that you were able to join us today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, no problem at all. So, again, your name is Joseph Pledger, and we're going to be talking about the things that we were initially saying in the beginning of here, which was the PC game and the film. So, if you can just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the principal owner of Achieve Historical Appreciation LLC, and we've been in business since June of 2015. Currently, I've worked with many freelancers to help me sort of bring realize my projects to life. We preserve, promote, and pursue historical interests, cultural values, and social issues affecting the Black community through creative efforts.
Okay. So when it says we were talking about that it was a 2D multiplayer PC video game, and it was described as Ultimate Voyages, the comic book game adventure. So how does this game relate to comic books?
The video game is an interactive storytelling event that occurs after reading the comic, where you participate in establishing a virtual economy.
Okay. What I wanted to know is, was there like an age restriction on the game, or could anyone play this game?
Anyone can play this game. It was created for I guess young adults, but I mean somebody younger could probably play it also because it's not very hard, but
Okay.
it is a part of it is an interconnected world that you're or story.
Okay. So how are people able to play the game?
You download the games on a Windows PC environment. I didn't have a mobile device at the time, so you download the games, and You open them up. You go to the asset store. Each game level ends with return to the asset store, where you are to buy digital items or digital assets that go into the game, like a comic book or some of the items that you've collected, and that is what is going to help sustain the website.
Okay. So, for you don't need there's no requirements to play as long as you have a PC where you can download it. And so, are you looking to expand to have phones where people can use their phone or they can use their laptop? Are you looking to expand to that?
There is a possibility to turn it into a mobile game so that the purchases are inside of an app. But right now, I don't have the funds to make it that way. I was going to expand it as a board game.
Okay. And I did notice that there were different aspects to the game, but is it going to be where you're going to, make the game grow? Is this going to be a thing where later on down the line it's going to have an expansion?
Yes, the board game would be where I would expand it. The mobile game, it would take a reformatting the each file. I mean, that can be done, but again, that's a different direction. That's why I kind of depend on having fans. Every creative business should have like 1,000 fans. So that's really my goal, is attracting enough fans so that I can support expansion.
Okay, all right. So what inspired you to create this game? Are you a gamer? Were you into those type of things?
No, what inspired me to create the game was because there was a lack of goodwill, I guess, in the Black community, especially. I hear a lot of bad things, that news that makes you feel bad or sad or mad. And I wanted to make people feel glad. And I found that comic books are the source material for cartoons and TV shows and movies and merchandise. And I've always admired that about that type of creative content, and so that's what inspired me.
Okay. With the game, there are, different characters. So can you describe some of the characters?
Oh yes, there is a sword wielding masked tribal character. There is a gun toting lady adventurer. There is a dance fighting construction worker. A a biker who has sort of these optic blasts that come out of his sunglasses, and an innocent transforming scientist, and who transforms into her beach bikini form. But she's innocent. She doesn't have any type of attacks. She just collects things and runs around.
What was the inspiration behind the characters?
Well, at first I thought about the characters being the ones that I created from the comic book, but the characters I created from the comic book are sort of guiding you, and they're sort of like a voiceover. Um, they tell you to give you missions, campaigns, or to make a tribute. But as far as the video game, it's like you become your own character. Um, One of the requirements about the game is that you choose to be a separatist or integrationist, or you are in a part of a birthright faction.
Okay. So now with the one of the terms that was used was Afrofuturism. What does that mean?
Oh, Afrofuturism is an art form that uses that music, film, illustrations, comics, what have you, to project
Okay.
specifically Black people or people from the African diaspora into the future, in order to
Okay.
alleviate some of the ills that come from society, and maybe the lack of social justice, things like that. So
Okay.
basically anything that comes from a black person that has a scientific or a fantasy a story about it.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. I absolutely understand that. So with this, have you received any kind of pushback or controversy with the storyline or the names of the characters?
Um, well, I did do some advertising in a movie theater, and they did not want me to show the image of the white nationalist who is one of the, I guess, the villains in the video game. So it's just a
Okay,
man in a uniform, and he kind of marches with his picket signs, and he kind of harasses the player. And
okay.
that wasn't something I could show as part of a commercial in a movie theater.
Okay, yes, I was wondering, because with the way things are, when you do something in this nature and it's African American based and Afrocentric based and all that, sometimes you do get pushback and you do get, people who are like, well, why are you doing this and all those type of things. So I absolutely want to know, if there was like something, a struggle you had to deal with, or if you had to kind of, prove the concept and the thought behind the game and the way that you named it and the way you chose your characters, because it definitely not a safe choice, that
No,
you did.
no, but that's sort of the problem that I feel that I'm solving is that it's not okay to be uh, into your heritage like that or into Africa
Hmm.
like that, and
Hmm.
or it's something that maybe other groups of people, non black people, feel comfortable with. But I feel I've created something that everybody can sort of join in on or has a place um, in it. It's not about hating. There are hate groups, and I guess I am talking about there are two extremes to those hate groups out there. But in the balance is sort of a future for Black people. Um, so I've created something that makes people feel glad. At least it makes me feel glad because I feel I'm solving a problem for myself. That makes me feel glad
Right.
to be engaged with my heritage and my American culture, and it's sort of it's cool. It's been I've been told that it's cool. I've been on Spotlight 5, which is a local paid commercial programming on network TV
Okay.
a few years ago, and I didn't have any problem talking about my game or the characters, and that was a white lady who interviewed me. So far, it hasn't been uh, negative. I do use
Okay.
it. I have used non-black artists to help me
Promoted and
promote it.
advertisement.
Yeah, promote it or to create artwork. However, I am using
Okay.
a black man who has his own movie marketing company called Prelude to Cinema to
Okay.
help me sort of expand the characters into film. So
Okay. Is that the film Visit Eden, or is that another film?
Visit Eden. I do plan on having other scripts ready for films based on the ultimatums that are in the game. There's
Okay.
like eight ultimatums in the game, and so they would be backstories to each
Okay.
of the main characters or the characters in the game. It would describe their backstory.
Okay, okay, I understand that. So that's Visit Eden, and the Visit Eden is that's going to be based on the PC mobile game, or is it going to be just have some pieces of the mobile game in there? The PC game, I'm sorry.
It's based on the character from the mobile game who does a voiceover. One of the
Okay.
voiceovers, but she's in the comic book, so you kind of get to know that the character's backstory, like how she came to do or be involved in the game herself.
Okay. So what are the some of the other characters that are in the film?
There's a character named Charlie, who's a magician who is there to entertain. There is a lady named Anne, who is the proprietor of a multi-level marketing cosmetics distributor. And it's through these cosmetics that Eden realizes that she has these strange hidden powers uh, that she can use to enter a society as a princess.
Okay. So how can people, because I did notice that you were saying that people can get involved and they can help. So how can people get involved and how can they help?
They can get involved by uh, sending an email to 1,000 fans at the
Okay.
appreciati.company.com, and I'll send them a crowdfunding campaign link to a page so that
Mm-hmm.
we can finish the film and film the cotillion scene, because that's sort of a big scene.
Okay.
Some scenes, several scenes have already been filmed, and we have a cast, but their availability is sketchy. So having them on a contract, on a paid contract, would ensure that the film actually gets finished.
Okay. All right. So I will definitely make sure to put that link down below so that you guys can get involved as well. And that was 1,000 fans at the Appreciati. So it's the hyphen appreciati.company.com. And then there you will get a link. So I'll make sure to put that in the bottom below, as well as the link to the game. So you guys can check that out and play and see what it's all about. So with the expectance of the film, when do you expect it to be complete or to see a completion of the film?
Well, I expect it to be completed before the end of the year. It won't take that long, but we want to get it done before the bad weather um,
Okay.
kind of puts us indoors permanently, because we like to film some scenes outside. Um, but it would be, the cotillion scene would be an indoor filming location, require indoor
Okay.
filming location.
So what exactly are you looking for that you need help with? Like what exactly would benefit the film? Do you need actors or actresses? Are you looking for people to help with like maybe the scenes and the set? Do you need things like that?
Prelude to Cinema has handled that. He's a well-connected person who's been at this for about 20 years. Um,
Okay.
he rounded up some people that he knew or had some relationships with, and so I do want to move forward with that principal cast. However, there are some positions that are sketchy, where people have dropped out for reasons. Usually, these are positions for, say, a white character. So
Okay.
um, they've had to drop out because they have busy schedules or they have personal issues or something like that. Um,
Okay.
I do have a link to the Google Drive folder that has the uh, sort of a teaser trailer uh, on it. So
Okay.
that's as far as that's been presented to me. There's more footage. I'm just kind of waiting for him to for Alex. His name's Alex Michaels. For him to edit that.
Okay. All right. So, is there anyone that has been helping you along your way that you want to show some love to, or shout out and let them know that they have been helping support you? Anyone that you want to show love to?
Oh, I like to show love to the guy that I do comic books with, Mickey Ruiz, who lives in Spain. We met
Okay.
through a platform online, and he's been wonderful. Um, we expanded the story on the comics many times, and I like to go further, but it doesn't seem I can make as much money on a comic book. It's really a tie-in product to the video game, or for the story. And
Okay.
I'd like to shout out to Alex Michaels, the Cleveland Cinema Czar, who took on the filmmaking project. He's a big advocate for local filmmakers.
All right. So, are the comic books available for people who want them as a separate thing, or is it only tied into the game?
Oh, if you go to the website afrofuturism-game.com and you go to the asset store, you can buy a download, a digital comic for a few
Okay.
dollars, and
Okay.
they're divided into separate issues. But I have a print version that has the whole story in their full color.
Oh, okay. All right. That's amazing. I will absolutely put that in the link as well so people can see that. Because there are people that are interested in maybe having it as a separate thing. Maybe they just want the comic book. So definitely make sure you guys go and check the website so that you can play the game. You can see the comic book. You can also stay tuned with what's going on with the film because we will continue to share and keep you all updated, and I will make sure that I post those links below so that this is easy access to get to the information that you need to follow the journey. So do you have any advice or anything that you want to share for someone who maybe is looking at you and following your footsteps?
Oh yes, Achieve Historical Appreciation LLC is a company that I want to be member managed. So I really don't want to be the sole member. I was looking for people to provide a small investment, say from buying the comic books or supporting the crowdfunding, that they could be part of the organization, and maybe they could contribute their own stories or ideas, and we could all kind
Okay.
of just share in the success.
Okay, that's amazing. So if you are also looking for members, if people want to join, how do they join? Would it just be the 1,000 fans link?
Yeah, yeah. Send me an email, and I guess I'll tell you more. I definitely want to create a list of people to talk to, but usually there is just that small investment of you buying the comic book, or bookmarking the page, the website, or playing
Okay.
the game, or some small investment of your time and effort. Hopefully that you're convinced that this will go somewhere. So that's all I really need from people.
Okay, all right. A simple request. Nothing major about that. That was actually just a simple thing that you're asking for, that we are sure people can provide. So we will make sure to put all the links below so that you guys can be tuned directly in to Mr. Joseph Pleasure and what he has going on. Thank you again for joining us for this interview. We look forward to keeping track of the film and the game and how you grow things. So thank you again for stopping by and joining us.
Oh, thank you. And I'm sorry for the mix up and the confusion at the beginning.
No problem at all. It always works out.
Okay.
You have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And we will also make sure to put the links below so you guys can check out the 2D multiplayer PC video game. And you can stay tuned in with the film Visit Eden. Make sure you guys show some love and share. It is simple and easy. Just hit that button and let others know what you are tuning into. And it's free. So I will see you guys again with the next interview. Thank you for watching.